Hi, I'm Azzy, welcome to my channel. Using the Brother ScanNCut, I'm going to share with you how to make this beautiful Valentine's card. Okay, so if you're going to patterns, into basic shapes, I'm going to use the heart with the plain edge, but of course you can use whichever you like. So I'm going to take that, set it to the mat. I want the heart to be 1 1/4 inches. And say OK, and then I want to duplicate that 8 times and say OK. We want to take one of those and we want to duplicate that 8 times again, because we want to use them as our mats and layers on the card. So that'll be the same size as what is actually on the card as we cut it out, and then we'll reduce the size of them to make the mat and layers. So we want 7 of those, or 8 of those again. Okay, and take that one and we want to reduce it by 1/4, and then I'm only going to cut 5 of them because I'm not going to put mats and layers on all of them, but if that's what you want to do, you need to cut as many for as many hearts as you've got on your card. So I'm just going to do 5 of those. So say OK here. Going to duplicate and I'll do 6, and then take this one and then want to reduce that to 3/4 of an inch, and then duplicate that to 5 and say OK. So they're all the mats and layers ready for when we eventually get round to cutting it. So go back to the original hearts, which we've got here. So what we want to do is, if we go into the magnifying glass, it's just easier to pick them up. So we just want to put them to a row, into a column rather. So if we go back into OK, into add, back into patterns, into basic shapes, just pick up a square and set it to the mat. And we want to make that square the height of your card. Mine's going to be 6.5 inches, and the width of it doesn't matter at this point, so you can just make that like 1.5 inches. That's just so that we can put the hearts on the edge of the card so we know where they're going to be. So if we just go into object edit and resize, so I just want to make the height of that 6.5 and just reduce that to that much is fine. Right, so just put that on this side here, and what we want to do is, so the first heart, I want to go into object edit, into rotate, and we want to rotate the first one 20 degrees clockwise. So tap that and say OK. Was that the first? Oh, that wasn't it. Right, so the second heart we want to rotate 25 degrees anti-clockwise and say OK. The third one, easier there. Here we are. Let's move these out of the way a little bit for now. Okay, so this is the third one now. We want to rotate that one 10 degrees clockwise, and the fourth heart rotate that one 25 degrees anti-clockwise. No, sorry, 15, so let's take that back 10 that way and say OK. Let's go back into here so we can see them. So what did we do though? Oh, 4 of them. That's the fourth one. That's the fifth one. So we want to rotate that 25 degrees clockwise. Let's go into there. Do that 25, say OK. The next heart, Let's put that one there. We want to rotate that one 10 degrees anti-clockwise. And the final one, I want to rotate that one 15 degrees clockwise. And say OK. So now if we go into the magnifying glass and go into 400, what we want to do is line all of these hearts along this edge, which effectively will be the opening edge of our card. So we know this is in the top, at the top, because the light's out here, and we'll do the same with this heart. So I want to place this somewhere. Let's move it with this first. There we go. Right, so I want to place that somewhere there. So that's fine. Right, so the next one, we want to move this. So we just want to angle them in a way that looks good. I'm going to do them how I like them, but of course you do them how you like them and what suits your project. This one, I think I'll have about there. Move this one about here somewhere. So you can see they're all sort of sitting down the edge of that, what will be the edge of our card. So here, I'll make that go about there somewhere. Put this one here and put this one. Right, so the tip of that one needs to be at the very tip of the card so that you don't get this funny triangle here that will look a bit weird. So we need to move that over to this point there. So then, and if that looks too tilted to the right, then just take it over, rotate it back, you know, 10 degrees, 5 degrees, depending on how it looks on your project. So here, I'm going to just move this one over a bit. Then it won't look like that one's just poking out on its own. So let's have a look how that looks. If we take this panel away, see now if we look at them, it's difficult to look at 400. See, they look pretty much straight in a line, so they won't look too off center on the edge of the page. Now what we want to do is move this down here. We just want to weld these hearts. So if we go into select, partial select, take the mat up just to the bottom of that heart, say OK. So it highlights all the hearts that we want to weld. Say OK, object edit and weld. So we'll say OK to that. So now we've got our hearts. So they need to go to the very right of our mat so they can sit there. Now my card is going to be what will be 4.5 inches. So I need it to be 9 in width across. So if I go into resize, take off the aspect ratio. So it's 6.5 inches high and I need it to be 9 across and say OK. So if we go into the magnifying glass, take it to 400 and go across. So we now know that this line here is going to be the edge of our card. So if I bring the hearts here and put them here, and we know they're at the top of the mat there because we've got them right to the top. And we've got our card at the top. We just need to check all the way down that this red line runs down the middle of the hearts. There we go. And that's right on the tip as well. That worked out well. So we have to say OK, and we just want to weld all of those together then. So here I'm just going to retrieve my card. I'm going to retrieve into this machine, go down to where I've saved it and set it to the mat. Now, at this moment I'm just going to delete the hearts off. I only want to cut the card. I'm going to edit, tap on one of the hearts, go into select, partial select, bring the mat down, say OK. and then we can just delete these hearts off. Go into OK and delete. So it hasn't deleted them from the actual machine, it's just deleted them from this screen here. Now what I want to do is rotate the card on here so that it fits on my card on the mat. So go into edit and rotate, do that, and I've got a full sheet on, so I don't really need to run it through and scan it. I can just put it about there and it's going to fit my card. From here I'm just going to press start and run the card through for the machine to cut it. Here I've cut my card base out in the ScanNCut, and I've put my sentiment on and I've embossed it. But now what I want to do is put it back into the ScanNCut and cut out two little hearts, just one above the L and one just at the side of it. I've just drawn them there in pencil. So I've got my card ready set up on the mat to scan in, but first of all I want to go back into patterns and basic shapes and pick up the same heart that I used, which was the one with the plain edge, and set it to the mat. And I want to reduce it to, I want one at 1/2 inch and another one at 1/4 inch, and say OK and copy that one and reduce that down to 1/4 inch. OK. Oops. And then I'm going to scan my mat in. So I want to now see, I've just drawn the hearts in pencil, but I want to put them directly above my sentiment there. So if you go into the magnifying glass and go into 400, move that across, move that up. There we go. Right, so we can move. Okay, so we've moved the bigger heart. I just want the tip of the heart there over the L, but I'm going to now rotate the bigger heart probably about 30 degrees. Just going to come back and forth on that one just to see, to check that it's exactly how we want it or how it looks right. So I'm going to do it 25 degrees anti-clockwise. Going to 400. Move that mat back down again and across. Oh great, okay, so that looks like it's going to work. So if we just move that big heart over to there and just there we go. So that's going to look fine there. This little heart, I want to move that just slightly up and angle it probably about 30 degrees clockwise. So say OK there. Toggle over to the little heart, go into object edit and rotation. I'm going to do it 30 degrees and then let's see if that looks right, or we'll change it. Let's move that down, move it across. Okay, so if we just take that heart up a bit, so if I tap this one we get a better idea. So I think that still needs to go probably another 10 degrees. So let's say OK there, toggle it to the little one, go back into rotation, and do I do 10? Let's try 10, see what happens. Okay, so let's just move that over and just up a bit. There we go, so that looks pretty much okay. So I'm just going to do the 2, but of course if you want to do more than 2, then arrange them how you would like to around your sentiment, and then I'm just going to put it through and cut it. Here you can see the 2 small hearts that were cut out above the sentiment by the letter L. I cut my hearts out from decorative paper, matte mirri and silver mirri card, laid the hearts up and then glued them to the front edge of the card. 2 small hearts by the letter L and the one on the centre on the edge I covered with UV resin to give them more dimension. This is how the card looks inside with both the hearts glued in, but obviously you can place the sentiment and the hearts wherever you prefer within your card. I hope this has inspired you to make a Valentine's card or something similar using your ScanNCut. Don't forget to like and subscribe. As always, thank you for watching and I'll see you soon.